Hi guys. Hi. It was okay. Although I attended it where I went to make my hair, so I took my laptop with me because in Canada, sometimes you just have to maximize your time. I needed to make my hair, and the person is only available in the morning, and I have my class too. It's crazy. I'm just coming back. I I don't know if we are going to use up to 2 hours, but I like to keep to commitment. You guys give me one moment before I share my screen. I was supposed to, I want to conclude something. I didn't know I didn't do all my stuff and then I logged out of my computer. What's today's date? Today's system. Okay, it did. Did it save? Okay, it did. Ah, thank God. I thought what I did didn't save. So thank you. But I think I need to. Uh, sorry, 1 minute. Is my anyway, so we are back here. Hopefully this my clothes respect itself. So thank you. Yeah. Thank you. It's always the best, the easy one for wig. And I can't sit down for long to make hair. I can't sit. Okay, let me share my screen now so that we can see. But the thing is, I do not actually prepare anything. We did reading yesterday, so there is no point doing reading again today. Do you guys have? Should we do listening or speaking? I really do not. Like I said, since yesterday to today, I've been so busy. I do not have anyone that I want to do in mind. Let me. Sorry, I had to change my top before before I finally show you guys my body on camera because I keep leaning forward and the cloth was not respecting itself. You see, I didn't even take this away from. Oh, I've not finished. Which one is this? Let me see what you guys are suggesting we do. Writing or speaking? Okay, let's do speaking. We did writing last week. Mm, this one. Let's start. Job relocation is always a question that I see very like it's one way or the other they ask. I don't know if I've ever answered it. I think I have, but let me see. Yeah, it was. I don't know when I did it, but I think when I first, it was the first question there. When I first discovered Celpip, that will be the old one. Let me even see. That's, yeah, your coworker has been offered promotion. We have done this thing. I've explained it here. I think. Mm, commuting. First time snowboarding. First time marathon training. When did we do this? I don't know when I did. Why can't they? Okay, December. That was December last year. Okay, before I even started doing content. I think that was when I was doing my exam. Yeah, that was when I was doing my exam because I did my exam on 21st of December. Yeah. So yeah, the reason why I want us to do first time, I want us to do something first time. First time. Let me even see what I responded then. That I did not know anything. But it's even funny that I had task fulfillment then. But my vocabulary and grammar was poor. Let me see. So you see, there was not much correction. I wonder why they said I have grammar 8, but grammar 7. Let me read. Your friend is planning to host the first party. Now, if I want to answer this question now at this moment, I wouldn't be answering it the way I answered this here. Your friend is planning to host the first dinner party. You are. Am I sharing my screen? Okay, yeah, I'm sharing my screen. I can't see it. Let me plug my phone. Let me bring my phone so I can see what you guys are seeing from your end. Because I'm only using one screen, like I said. Oh, my screen. You guys, I'm so happy. My laptop is back. Uh, yesterday I told you guys I was working with only one screen because I had broken my laptop day before yesterday partially, and so I can only deal with one screen. But it fixed itself, and thank God because I was already thinking of how to go and buy another laptop. Although the touch screen doesn't work anymore, but the screen is still okay, so it's just purely laptop. I can convert it to iPad, like, but now I can only use it as a laptop. Anyways, let's continue. So let's read this question. Like I said, I did it when I first discovered Celpip, when I've not known anything. Then before I did my Celpip exam last year. So let's see now. I will check how I answered it then, and then we're going to brainstorm on how to answer it. Your friend is planning to host their first dinner party for 8 people. Chini, that's the issue. You see, that's why I said whatever you do, make sure as much as possible. When you said that is grammar and vocabulary, and then set test with there, like I said, they're always very tough. It's AI. AI is expecting you to speak the same level of grammar that AI will speak with, but maybe for a person that English is their first language, they can. Like for instance, at work now, there are certain words, or when I'm chatting with my friends that are white, there are certain words they will use. I'll quickly go to Google and ask Google, what does this mean? Because they know what every word means in English, right? But for us now, we do not. There are a lot of things that we don't know, like the English word. Like there was one that my brother told me the other day, a situation where maybe it's finished raining or it snowed and a car passed on top. The mark of that car, there is a name, a specific name for it. I forgot. And my brother just okay, he told me during winter. It's not like he just told me. That was when he called, we were talking and he mentioned that. I said, what was that? He said, oh, that he explained that situation when a car passed. So they have name for everything. And it's English, but for us, English is now our first language. So we, we cannot speak the same level of grammar with AI. It's not possible. And then I think Celpip people, they are very, they are not so, what they consider strong vocabulary, I will say it so many times, is not high vocabulary. There is one of their, if you have time, let me show you. Go and watch this video from Celpip official. I was watching it. I wanted to make a video on it. Like it's very something I found very useful. Um, Celpip official for writing, so that at least you give yourself some level of grace. Oh, is this a I- Celpip official? Sorry, I want to show you guys because as much as yes, you can watch my video and all, but at the end of the day, try your best to hear from what I want to watch. To go to their page. How do I go? Sorry. Okay, wait. I want to show you guys. So you go and watch it for Celpip writing. list. Because even the way I do not have exam coming up, I still go to their page, listen to what they said. They say sometimes I just find it like, okay, when I'm doing something, I just want to play something. Okay, I can gain something. I can communicate to you people. The one that was done by one guy, a man, and there was one that was done by a man and this one of the other ladies, not Brenda. It wasn't done by Brenda. I don't know if I can see it here. Practice writing an email and improving your content. And this is it was done by a man. I don't know where it is. The day I watched that video, I really loved it so much, and I would have loved for you guys to go and watch it. But the essence of this thing is that you can also go to Celpip official because they will give you a lot of hints responding to survey question. That they were just giving general rule on this their marking criteria. And maybe if I find it, I'll take my time to go through their website after this class. I'll go through it. If I find that particular video, I'll make a post and ask you people to, or I'll put it on the Telegram group to point to people to go and watch it. It was done by a man, so he was analyzing what they exactly they are looking for in all of these things and other errors like I don't know. No, this one is Brenda. I don't know. It's Brenda, but that video it wasn't done by Brenda. Mm. It was like a 15-minute video long view. Okay. I know I had a screenshot from that video. The things I wanted to talk about the day I watched it. I will check my phone and I'll find the exact video. I will send it to the group. You guys should take your time, watch that video. It will really help you and like give you some sense of okay, this is what they are looking for in self-help writing. Anyways, let's go back to speaking. Why am I feeling good in this one? Your friend is planning to host their first dinner party. I don't know if it's ask an expert, but I would after this class I would check my phone. I know I took a screenshot of of the things they were talking about that day because they had a slide and I loved what they put up on the slide. I wanted to make a post on it, but that week I got busy with work, and later I think that was the week TikTok suspended me. I didn't make the post again. I know all this content creation is not really in my body like that. You would not see how sometimes I'll forget. Yes, I have a Telegram group, although people are not using the Telegram as I would do. Nobody's asking questions on the Telegram. I would have, yeah, sometimes someone will ask what's the tip, but you guys, like, if you have a question that you are dealing with and you answered it and you kind of scored low, and like, you can just put it like and analyze it together. And you ask me to create the group so that I can study together, but I don't know. Although maybe you guys are meeting behind, I don't know. But yes, I do have a Telegram group. If you go to my TikTok, the last video there shows how to join it. Anyways, let's continue. Your friend is planning to host their first dinner party for 8 people in their small apartment next weekend. They are nervous. They are nervous about organizing everything and want to make a good impression. Give them advice about what they should consider and how to prepare to host a successful party. And like I said, whenever I want to answer, okay, let's read what I wrote then. Then I do not have this template I'm using now, but let's see what I wrote then. Hey Tracy, I got your email asking for advice on how to host a successful party. I have some tips for you. Considering that it's just a small party for 8 people also and it's also happening in your apartment, I suggest that I would suggest that you also, despite okay, let me know that you, okay, maybe like I don't know what about I was right. I was saying there. No wonder they graded me 7. The grammar. I would suggest that you also, despite being a small party, put up a little decoration. Okay, nothing so over the top. I know I know Amazon has very affordable, cheap decoration that mm, could buy that you could buy and just put it up on the wall. I don't know what I'm not. Maybe my lashes that I did is blinding my eye. That you could buy and put up on the wall. It will lighten up the atmosphere, sets the mood, and it will also, I also suggest that you use both your living room and kitchen. You could use the kitchen for the main party while you set the food in the kitchen area. Um, in the kitchen area, the kitchen counter in particular. For drinks, you can set up the drinks by the corner around your TV station. I think you could set up drinks over there to enable people to have free flow when they want to walk around. Also incorporate some games. I think that was it actually caught me off. And the first thing you should know in self speaking is like, and that is why I love to this response. Yes, I was able to talk about the task that they gave. But me now that I'm seeing it now, I have seen like, okay, if I'm answering this question, I would never answer this question this way. And that is where having a template. That time I did not have template. This is December 18. And I think that was the second day I started because I know I did the exam on December 21st. And I finished my exam on 16th. I rested on 17th. Maybe the second day or the first day that I started studying for Celpip. So you guys already know I did my Celpip after studying for 4 days. So I really I do not have template. I would not say I have space. Although yeah, at that time I have something, but now I think I have a better template that helps me because whenever I want to like okay do something I want to post on my page, what I do is I do not have them all over my head all the time. But I just go to my YouTube again and remember the template because of I have a paper which I want to use to again today because like I said I didn't prepare for the class. And if you keep practicing with that same template over and over again, you get so used to it that you what you do so that that 30 seconds you have to prepare because for this one now you have 30 seconds to prepare. You the first thing you do um for this one I know I told you always ask for help when the for giving advice you can never go wrong with asking for help. So you can say this person is planning a party. It's easy. If I want to answer this question now, the first thing I'll say, please ask for help from your friend. Do you have like a training or something? If you're talking about one-on-one, if you're I don't do one-on-one, but although like the way people are asking, I do not want to commit to one-on-one because hey, you guys, I have two full-time job and I don't have that time. See how my weekend I'm supposed to be resting. I'm always running up and down, doing this one too. So I don't want to take somebody's money and they will come and drag me on social media. My family, yeah. I don't want to put them to shame. They're already surprised that I'm doing content. So I don't want anybody to come and drag me that I took their money and did not do it. So I do not have like okay, see this one now. Let's see. Well, let me go to my page and see. And show you where this part one selfie speaking is. It's just that I don't have time. I've been wanting to put all these templates in a PDF so that it's easy. I know it's easy for people to read certain things than some people that sit there and watch videos, but it's still there. This my computer is just running mad. Anyways, um, so yeah, if you for speaking now, I used to say it. If you don't really want to watch all these ones, it's fine. But for templates now, like all these ones, is something you can apply to all questions. This one now, how to generate ideas for self-pacing part one. This is where I talked about the first thing you should ask is ask for help, no matter the question. You would think about, okay, if I'm hosting a party, who would I ask for help? Where is that question? Okay, let me go back. Sorry. I don't, oh, sorry. First time. Okay, let's look at all these ones. We'll open all these questions now. We'll see how we are going to all this first time. We'll see how we are going to apply the same thing, and you'll see that it works for every question. Like I said, when you have a strategy, that is when you have strategy, something that you can apply to everything, that is when it's a strategy. But if you apply it to one and next one you don't know how to apply it, then it's not a strategy. You are doing luck, and that's why I always say it for selfish reading. You may not use my style, but make sure you have something that you replicate over time, and it's through practice that you can replicate this thing over time. Anyways, let's see. So, if you are hosting now, you want to advise somebody, you can say, "Oh, you can ask for help from your friend or neighbor," or you can say your sister. You can make it like, because there is no right, like there's no like a specific writing that you have to say, but they just want to see how you flow, how you can like speak English. So you can, your friend is planning a party, you can say, "Oh, since your sister is staying with you, you can ask her for help in helping you to set up the party, because setting up a party is not a small feat, it's not a small thing to do. That asks for help." So if you have a template now, you already know, okay, in part one, when I get into exam, I'm going to be talking, ask for help. The second thing is make a plan, like organize your time. Telling the person to organize their time. Sorry, the first one is actually take care of yourself. But you can, there is no order. But the first one, I missed that, take care of yourself, because I always like have three ideas, and you do not want to start speaking so much because you have 60 seconds. So on each one, take care of, let me start it with that, take care of yourself, because he's already said they are nervous. Even if they don't say they are nervous, you can tell them, the organizing party can be so stressful, and you need to ensure that you take care of yourself so that you don't break down while organizing the party or even after. You see how I've said take care of yourself. If I see another question, I will read the question, and I will see another way that will tell the person, take care of yourself. Then the second time, that's when you now say, oh, and then you now transition is also, since your sister is staying with you. I don't know if I have the link on my computer here. I would, let me remind me, I would copy the link and send it to my computer here, and so that you can join. Anyways, so you will now transition. After taking that one, you will now say, also, since your sister is staying with you, I would also suggest that, instead of saying I will advise, don't repeat the same thing you're saying again. I would suggest that you ask her for help, to help you in to help you in certain things. But don't say certain things, you need to be specific. The key word in speaking and writing is being specific. So you can find something that has to do with party. You can say, since she's very good with decorating. You see how I'll just bring that from that my response. I'll just, okay, since she's very good, you can just say it's not necessary that she's good. You may not even have a sister. Me, I don't have this. So you just say, since she's very good with decorating, you can ask her for her help in setting up the decorating, so that you take that load off your shoulder. You see how ideas is just coming to my head. Then the next one, the last one, is always to tell the person, plan and organize your time. And you can just use it to end it and now say, above all, ensure that you have a plan, and organize your time properly. Since I know how what's that this thing, how busy your work can be, and you also have to shuffle around taking care of your family and organizing this party. Make sure like make sure that you organize your time. Let me copy that Telegram group and send the link. I don't know if I have Telegram on my computer. Mm, copy. Sorry. How they used to me. Sometimes I will. Okay. Copy link. Okay. Let me send it to WhatsApp. My WhatsApp is the one opened on my computer. It's called. Sorry, you guys. Mm, okay. Copy. Let me paste it. I don't know if Okay, yeah, it works. So you can, if it doesn't if you click on it, you can open it in a browser to join if it's giving you error message. So anyways, let's continue. So you will not find a way to tell them to plan and organize their time, because this thing, because planning a party and because planning a party and handling your stressful job can be so overwhelming. I always tell, so I said it the last time we did speaking. I said, over when you're telling somebody to plan to organize their time, try a way to put overwhelming, because it's a free English that works in this scenario now. So you can always, if you're practicing, practice it and get it in the habit of telling person, because they mark you for vocabulary. That's why I'm saying, like, if I have answered this question now, I would have done much better, because I now know, okay, free English that I know that can actually give me like points, like overwhelming, although even no matter how much you speak, um, certain people, the AI will still grade you like 10 or something, but 9 is not bad. If you have 9, if you're having 9 in your practice, trust me, when you get to Celpip exam, you have like 11 or 12. So, and that is how you go about it. Let's open another one that has to do with first time. But it's not only first time, we can do other things. So let's see this one. Your friend has been offered an opportunity to teach a weekend art workshop for children aged 6 to 10 at a local community center. She has artistic skill but has never taught children before. Give her advice about what she should do, about what she should consider, and how to prepare for the teaching workshop. If I want to, the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this question was when the day I was going past. But I'm not saying, like me, whenever I see something, I don't know if I'm the only one that thing happens to. As I'm reading this question, scenarios that has to do with children now will start playing in my head, that have experience, that will make me come up with something. You can try it. The first thing that came to my mind was that I was passing through a school and I saw a small child throwing tantrum. All the teachers surrounded him and he was really showing them hell that day. So, what does that tell me? That dealing with kids can be very overwhelming. You see how overwhelming is still coming up? Can be very overwhelming and stressful at the same time. That's so I would suggest that you like that is this is how I would tell her to make sure that she takes care of herself, because dealing with kids can be very overwhelming, especially kids we are not familiar with, because obviously this person is not familiar with those kids that she's going to go and teach. So you can tell this person, since this is her first time teaching children, she can ask for help. Now, in this situation, who can she ask for help? To go and look up resources online. Asking for help doesn't necessarily mean that it's human being that you ask for help. You say you can look up resources online that would teach you, give you guide on how to deal with children in this age bracket. Do not try as much as possible to, if you see anything that you can paraphrase it. I do not want to repeat children between age 6 to 10 again. You see how I said children in this age bracket. So that's another thing. Then you see that's how I said go and ask for help. Instead of saying go and ask for help from human being. Yes, you can go online and look for help. When they say ask for help, it doesn't necessarily mean it's human being. Yes, if you can think about, or you can say human being, yes, you can say, oh, you remember, you can make it seem like, oh, you remember that Cindy deals with early childhood education or something, so she knows one or two things. You can just refer to your third friend. Our friend Cindy is an early childhood educator or a teacher that she's very familiar with how to deal with kids. You can ask. Okay, so now I can actually, if you don't want to use that online resource one, you can tell the person for human being from something that somebody that they must. So make it seem like, okay, you know somebody. Whenever you see something, I want to think about in exam. Quickly think about, okay, our friend. Always assume that you have a friend that is knowledgeable about that person. So always tell the person you're talking to go and ask mention the name of that person, because you're being specific now, because she's knowledgeable about, make it seem like, because she's knowledgeable about taking care of a case, since she's an early childhood educator or she's a teacher that she teaches in elementary school. So she knows how to deal with children in this age bracket. So that's how you kind of ask people, come up with something to say when you want to ask people for help. Then the third one, again, what's the person saying? The organize your time. You always tell the person, I know how always say, I know how busy your weekend or how busy you are. So now it's weekend that they're talking about. I know how busy your weekend is, and having and then you having to I'm not looking, you see how I'm looking for the English, but I will just say anything. So instead of in exam, if you're stuck, just say anything and continue talking. Having to deal with this, sorry guys, having to deal with this workshop alongside with how stressful your weekend is a big deal. So therefore, I would advise that you plan and organize your time properly so that you are not overwhelmed eventually, or so that you'll be able to handle everything together, whichever one you choose, so that you'll be able to handle both your weekend schedule, your normal weekend schedule, and the teaching and the workshop. So you see, that's how to come for help. Let's leave this one and go to one that is not first time. It will always be something. Making friends at school, right? Advice on starting new hobby, or handling workplace conflict. Okay, let's do handling workplace conflict. We can do anyone. A colleague is experiencing frequent conflict with a co-worker. Advise them on how to handle this situation professionally and improve their relation. This one is even easy to advise somebody to take care of themselves. That you know that conflict can affect one's mind and our mood. Because yes, conflict. You know why this one got to my mind? I tell you, my brother, maybe you would have seen him come into my room one day when I was doing this thing, this life class. And yeah, siblings, we used to fight like not all the time, but like siblings stuff. So yeah, whenever we have issues, it affects my mood, and even him too. Everybody. So even you as a person, when you have conflict with somebody, it affects your mood. So so whenever you see a person, like I said, look at the. No, you must always, the video I said on part 5, I told you always have what you are advising on, or whatever you are going to be speaking on at the back of your mind. Frequent conflict. What does frequent conflict? What does it result to? Your mood will, you have a very, very bad mood. Yeah, plan your time. Like I said, you can always say, this 3 thing is consistent. So they should take care of themselves, because conflicts, you must always bring in what the person is going to do into it. That frequent conflicts always affect one's mood negatively, and can impact you, and can impact your job. You see how I even bring in results. Therefore, make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Or you can start with, I would suggest, or I would advise that you first of all take care of yourself, because frequent conflict can affect your mood and also spill over into affecting your job negatively. You see how I just came up with this thing? That's me framing that one. Then I have said, instead of, you see how I just said both what it will do and the result, it can spill over into your job. You don't need to continue talking on that, take care of yourself again, because you only have 60 seconds. Immediately, you now say, also, what is it called? Also, what is it called? You now say, ask for help. You can say you can ask for help from your supervisor to help you to mediate. So mediate in this year. So you ask your supervisor, because this is conflict. That's why I'm using mediate. When somebody wants to settle conflict, the person is going to mediate or arbitrate. So now you can use mediate, because when you arbitrate, arbitration is like more formal, like in court, like it's not court, it's not like law, but like it's more formal. You have an arbitrator, like they will impose something on you guys. Yeah, you can start like an arbitrator too. But anyways, you can just say, you can ask for help from your supervisor to help mediate into the situation and help resolve the conflict, um, and help to provide an everlasting solution to this conflict. Or arbitrate. When you say arbitrate, like your supervisor will impose something on both of you. So this is me now. Who can this person ask for help when you are fighting with your coworker all the time? You can ask for help from another coworker. You can ask for help from your supervisor. You can say, oh, since you know that Fred if you want to ask for help now from a co-worker now, you can make it seem like, you see how I'm using a friend that is very familiar with that person. You say, oh, since Fred and because when you want to speak about this, they said another tip, when you want to speak about this, and like, oh, what's it called? I got your email about your frequent conflict with. Do not say co-worker again. When you want to start speaking, give this co-worker a name. So you say with maybe John, and I know how frequent conflict can impact one's mood, and also and may also spill over negatively into one's job, into your job. Therefore, I would advise that you first of all take care of yourself to make sure that you are in the best frame of mind. That is me. And then you now go forward. Don't come and start speaking so much on one, because that's what I see in transcript that people send me. They will start speaking so much on one idea. That is you repeating the same idea. You don't have a fresh idea. Then immediately go into another idea. Like, that's why I say have these three ideas, so that you at least you know that you have three ideas. And when you are now giving supporting reasons, they will even mark it as certain people will mark it as ideas for you sometimes. So you now say, oh, also, since you now name another co-worker, since maybe it's Laura or who, Peter, is very close. Since Peter is very close to John, and they is friends with John, you could approach Peter to help you to speak with John in order to get an everlasting solution to this conflict. You see how I did not use supervisor again. I now find somebody that will say that, okay, this person is knowledgeable about this person. You see, always find somebody that you will now make the person seem like, okay, this person has knowledge about this, but like now this person is friends. And being friends with somebody means that he's familiar and knowledgeable about that particular person. And then the last thing is also improve your working relationship. You can also still tell the person to make sure that, above all, make sure that you are making plans on how to handle your job, in order on how to making plans on how to organize your time and handle your job despite this conflict, so that you ensure that all your tasks at work, or all your deliverables, are completed. You just still find a way. There's no how you, it's just free flow of how you are talking. That is, in fact, is one of the things they stated. That's why I said you people need to watch that video I was looking for. They said that's one of the things they stated, that I wish I would go and look for it. I will look for that screenshot on my phone, just that I have over 1,000 pictures on my phone. They said it in vocabulary. Their list of things they listed that in that video is a very good video that they are looking at. It's not big English. Big English is even the list of it. They are saying like how natural, how you are able even to use like idiomatic expression. Like when you see something, oh, that this person is as dark as charcoal. Idiomatic. They categorize it as vocabulary. So it's not your natural, how you sound so natural. It's not the big English that we are forcing ourselves to speak that is their vocabulary. I would ensure I look for. If I did not, somebody should remind Shini, because you are you always. Please remind me to look for that video if I forget. I will forget now after this. Please remind me. I'll go to their page and try to find it. Um, what's the so let's not overflog that one. Let's go to part two. By now, in fact, let me ask you people one, and then we move to part two, because I've been the one coming up with who to ask for help. First time, promoting. Okay, let's look for promoting local business. I want something different, so that you not feel like, okay, it's always the same situation. It must work in out the situation, like I told you, so that it will become a strategy. So let me ask you people and see how you are able to come up with your own ideas using these three things. Now, remember, take care of yourself, ask for help, and make a plan. Make a plan or organize your time. Anyone you have to, anyhow you want to say it. Your friend owns a small coffee shop in the neighborhood and is struggling to attract more customers in a competitive market. Give them advice on effective way to promote their business and increase customer traffic. So now, like I said, these three things now does not have an order that you have to follow. If I see this question now, I would naturally not use take care of yourself first. For me, I feel like if I see this question now, the first thing I would tell the person based on this question is to organ plan and organize their time. Anyways, let me so can you guys tell me if you want to tell somebody in this situation now, you see this in the exam because I've been giving you maybe you now see it and I say, "Ah, how will I tell somebody to take to plan and organize their time?" Oh yeah, let me hear from you guys. Let me hear from you guys because you must learn how to apply these three things. I don't know. Every time people say you are stuck in eight, you must be out of that eight that you are stuck in. You must move to nine or even 10. You must stop being stuck in eight. You do not need to write plenty things. Like briefly, how will you tell somebody plan and organize your time? Ask for help from other business owners who is in similar business. Good. You can be don't say other business owners. I told you what's it called? The important what's it called? The most important thing in self-speaking is being specific. Find somebody, give them a name that you know he's in similar business in another city and he's doing successful. He's doing it successfully because the person you're asking for help must be in a situation to like you tell them, oh, you remember John also runs what is it, a coffee shop in Calgary. You can or name it, put the name of the city. He can give you an advice. So now, so you this is a very yes, ask for help, but I don't want to say anything vague. So business owners, business owner, change it to a friend that you people have in common. That is, you see how I was always giving them name. So you must give your friend the name or business owner, anybody that you are a subject. This business owner, mm-mm, give them name. Run similar, and you make it seem like he's an expert in that or he has knowledge about it. Yeah, take care of yourself so that is it only Cynthia? Cynthia that is here. You guys, I want to see other people's idea, but I'm just telling you, like, plan your time also. Mm. Take care of yourself so you serve your customer better. Girl, you're on fire. To take care of your customer better because if you're not in the if you yes exactly. Mhm. Because you can't do that feeling overwhelmed and exhausted. Exactly, you can't serve your customer if you're overwhelmed, if you are not in the best if you are not in the best mood mentally or physically. The most the most important thing is like when you are trying to promote a business or increase your traffic, you should have a time frame, right? That's why I even told people that would. If you remember, I don't know how many of you that is following Hilda Bassin. And she's I know like I'm not following her, but I always run into her. You know, algorithm always brings her page to me. And then she was saying something recently that she said she was trying to increase her profitability. And she gave herself a time frame. I did not watch the video to the end, but you see how if you want to increase business, you tell the person plan and organize your time and have a time frame. And you make it seem like okay, because when you have sorry, somebody said you organize the sitting pattern in your coffee shop with colors that may attract passerby, just the way Jen did hers. Okay, well, Christiana, that's a good point. You can say that in the exam if you do not have any idea. But I want us to like have a structure because that's what structure. I do not want. You can do this, but when I'm talking to somebody, I will tell you, and that is what always work for me in whatever I'm doing. Like, and if because when you continue to do something, you have a specific way of doing something. Small time, you can even close your eyes and do that thing, or you close your eyes whenever they ask you, whenever they come and wake you up, you'll be able to do that thing or answer it offhand. So I want us to be familiar with applying the same thing. Ah, Khadija, you just jam everything together. Well done. I understand how overwhelming running a coffee shop can be. Please take care of yourself to plan. Madam. Please take care of yourself. Because, please take care of yourself to plan and organize and try to separate them. Plan and organize your time to achieve the goal. Like it's a different one. It's a different point. Don't join into this point together. You see how you join in together, you turn it to one point. What will you say in other points? Take care of yourself to can be overwhelming. Please take care of yourself to be able to, you see how this person says serve your customer better, or to be able to what's that thing? Because you can say take care of yourself because promoting business is not a small feat. You can always, when you tell somebody to take care of yourself, you see how when I said something previously in the other one we were checking, I said something about it's not I also bring it's not a small feat. It's me like it's not an easy task. So you must make sure you take care of yourself to be mentally and physically prepared because it's going to allow, because it's not an easy. I've already said it's not an easy task. So yes, so you need to be mentally and physically prepared. You can end it there so you're not repeating yourself. So you said take care of yourself because um promoting a business, you just like I said, always related to promoting a business is not an easy task. So you must be mentally and physically prepared to achieve. You can now bring this to achieve this goal. You can now bring this that Khadija, Mistura, carry out a survey within downtown. Identify what customer wants. It will give you ideas how to properly structure your business to be unique and also still meet. Okay, we can say this as a way of like asking for help, like asking for help because if you're asking for help, like you're asking your customers what they want, good, but plan your time. Create a social media, plan your time. You can create a social media platform to promote your business and increase visibility. All these things are ideas, exactly. But like in exam, you have 30 seconds. And that is why I want you to have a template. Because if you have more than 30 seconds, you can, in fact, we can come up with a whole lot of things. If I look at this thing now, you can come up with a whole lot of things on how they can. But you have 30 seconds in exam, and being in exam condition, you'll be seeing that 30 seconds counting. All these things that you think that you have time to be coming up with, it might not even come at that time. So that's why, like, I'm not saying this is ultimate. You can decide, but it's better you are prepared that okay, this is what I'm going to speak. Fine, if you now have like one fantastic idea in exam, wonderful. But learn to know how your structure work and sit by it. I think one person that posted a result on the Telegram group, she said something. She had a structure, and that's Christina. She doesn't join anymore. She has passed, which I'm happy for her for. But she's always here every weekend. Anyways, she said she had a structure and she stick with it. So if you have a structure, because you don't have 30 seconds, if you come to exam, we do not have all this time you have to be coming up with. You may not, because that 30 seconds, it's always fly away. In fact, during your practice, you even see it. But if you already have something you want to talk about, take care of yourself. Okay, I already know. Okay, the only thing you are looking at is, oh, who am I going to ask for? Okay, take care of yourself so that you are mentally and physically prepared. Always so that you're mentally and physically prepared. It can be exhausting or to be in a better position to achieve your goal. Fine. The second one, who am I asking for help? Okay, always have a friend. You must always have whether you have a friend or not, even if you don't have a friend in life, always make it that you have a friend, a common friend, that and give that friend the name that they will ask for help. If you have this thing in exam, that your 30 seconds, the only thing you're going to use that 30 seconds to, because that's time management and thing. It's not about coming up with point. It's time management to make sure that your 30 seconds is enough for you to prepare. Because it's when you prepare well that you can speak well in 60 seconds. Let's move to part two, to task two. Sorry. Anyways, what's task two about? Is overcoming fear. I don't know what it sounds interesting, but let's see. What is task two about? Okay, share experience. That's what task two is about, right? Talk about personal experience. Overcoming fear. Let's see. Sound like something that will be interesting. Describe an experience where you overcame maybe this one now. I just overcame recently. Where you overcame a personal phobia. Maybe it's fear of heights, public speaking, trying something completely new. I will actually allow you guys go first before I come in here. Trying something completely new. What was the fear? How did you face it? You see, this one now, when you see exam like this, in your 30 seconds, please, what you should be doing in that 30 seconds is, you see that they have everything they want you to speak on. The moment you miss any of these things, they ask you here, they ask you to speak on how many things? One, two, three. Okay, three. Four. Five. They ask you to speak on five things. You see, 30 seconds. That's why you have to have a structure. Because the moment you now come and think you have your own idea, like you want to come and start thinking and thinking, you need to have the strategy. Okay, if I come into exam, this personal experience, read it. What is your the only thing that should be in your mind in any question for writing and speaking is task fulfillment. I must do my task fulfillment. I must touch everything. The moment you have 10, 11, 12 in your task fulfillment, trust me, you're going to pass speaking that task, because that means you touched, and for you to touch over everything, that means you spoke well, you have spoken extensively, that they got different ideas and all, and you were making sense, you are coherent enough. So let's see, remember that what was the fear. So in exam, 30 seconds now, because this thing we are doing here today is also how to help you to manage your 30 seconds. You ready? What you're beginning, you ready? It already, that 30 seconds, what was the fear? Immediately, height. 30, you may not be writing in full. Height, you are going to talk about height. How did you face it? I went on a gondola ride. That's the one I did. So gondola ride. But you can say, I don't know. That's something that, or you can say public speaking. All of us, we have public speaking. I think public speaking is one that, but me now, I'm just using my recent experience. I went on a gondola. That's how. Immediately, how. I may not write it in full. I just write gondola, because this is you preparing 30 seconds. You look at what is the next task they want. You must make sure. So once you have what you're going to speak on and you start speaking, you know that, you are going to be flowing from what to how, from how to what's the next thing there. How did overcoming, okay, how did you face it? I went on a gondola ride. How did overcoming it impact your life? Uh, um, I was able to take more opportunities because my work, this is a lie, but me, that's the only thing that immediately this is coming to my mind. How did it impact my life? I would just say it impacted my life, like in my work life, because we uh, we, um, we go on, our work involves going to places that are that have lots of height. So I'm able to now function properly in my workplace. I'm just saying, like, how did it doesn't make sense. You see how I must touch that one. Impact. You already know, like, in your life you may not be writing impact and how, like, but you, just to make sure that, okay, I have listed the things I want to talk about in that 30 seconds. So you do not, so you have what's it called? They will not say, because all these things now, if you use this thing, what's the challenge? The challenge is the height, because that's the strategy I had in my book. The challenge is the height. The action you took, that's the, if you look at it, because if you watch my video, what I listed is, you talk about the challenge. If you have using this thing, the challenge is actually the height or the fear of public speaking. That's the challenge. The second thing I said you should talk about is, when you have personal experience, it might not be in this person, is action. Action is, what did you do? Exactly, what did you do? So the action what did you do is, I went on a gondola ride. That's the action I took, right? The next thing I said, result now, is how did it impact your life? That's result. And is your feelings is and how it impact your life. All of them are part of the result. Okay, you see what I said, conclude with how you feel. I didn't even see this question. This is the first time I'm coming across this question, sincerely. But in my video, I already said, talk about the challenge, and all of these things point towards this thing. So if you have been practicing with this now, in exam, whether you like it or not, you would also touch all these things. You would also touch all these things, what you learned from it. So conclude with how you feel and what you learned. That's the only thing missing, what you learned from it. But you see now, I've been able to touch from my videos, if you use it, have touched all these things. So now, if you overcome, you say, oh, share your feeling. You felt so good because this has been one of your biggest fear in life, and overcoming it made me feel fulfilled. It doesn't need to be feeling how you feel. It doesn't need to be something complicated. You must always talk about it. Like, make sure you're always talking about, so you know that in your templates now you can write. I don't know if you people used to have pen and paper. Now anytime you are doing this class, make sure you have it. Write it down. For Celpip speaking part 2, task 2, you must talk about challenge, talk about action you took, talk about the results, conclude with how you feel and what you learned. And all of them are covered in this question. Sorry, before we now, I want to see if another question is asked in this manner. Okay, let's see this one. Time you organize is similar to that other one. You planned a party for 8 people, but let's see. Talk about the time when you organize a surprise for somebody, for someone. Maybe it was a surprise party, an unexpected gift. They are always giving you what to talk about. So you can just say an unexpected gift, a special event you plan secretly. What was the surprise? How you see? The breakdown is always distance. What was the surprise? That is what is the challenge. What is it? How did you plan it? The action you took. How did you plan it? Is still the action. What was the person's reaction when that's the result? What was the person's reaction? That's the result. And when they find out, explain why this experience is memorable. Because it's memorable because you can use what's it called, your feeling it, because it made me very happy, or it made, you can say maybe now for me I would say maybe the time I gifted my mom so thing, that it brought so much joy into her life. You see, you're talking about feeling, like, and that her feeling at that moment still is still with me till this day, or the excitement in my mom's face till this day is something that gives me immense joy. That is why you see, you can always end it with feeling. Like, there's no how you use this template that it will not cover everything they will ask you. So let's do one. People will tell me which one should we pick? Is it surprise party or unexpected gift? Have I planned surprise party for somebody? No. So it's gift. So, so I don't know. Do you people agree with gifts? If it's gift, let's go. What was the gift? It doesn't need to be complicated. Ah, Tayo, your message is just entering now. Be calm and have it at the back of your mind that be calm. That's a way of you taking care of yourself. Yeah. Have it in mind that they are going in every and strategize and plan command customers in them. Okay. You guys, so I'm still waiting. I'm waiting. What was, you people should talk based on these things. Like, let me ask you people, what action did you take? Because you already said an unexpected gift. You see this one now. Another thing is, if they give you a question like this, I forgot. And because I know somebody will make that mistake when they are putting their response. I don't want to wait for you to make the mistake. When they said organize surprise for somebody. Maybe it was a surprise party, an unexpected gift. Please do not go in exam and say, when I bought an unexpected gift for my mom. Don't do it. Or when I prize a surprise party for my dad. No, don't do it. You must be specific. You say, when I planned my mommy's a surprise 50th birthday for my mom, whether your mommy is 50 years or not. But you must put name, you must be specific. When I bought a car for my dad, whether you have bought a car or not, you don't even have a car yourself. Just name something, or you can just say something as a phone. Say something you can relate to. Don't go and say something, because the more you say something you can relate to, when you are writing on something or speaking on something, say something. It doesn't, even if it's very common, it's easier for you to be able to speak on something you can actually relate to than when you come and start saying something that you don't have, that you will now run out of idea in the middle. So you can say, okay, when I bought my mom a phone, or when I maybe paid for her 1 year subscription for something, but something you can actually relate to, you can speak on because it's something you are very familiar for. Okay, you bought a laptop for coding for maybe your a wrist, exactly, a wristwatch for your mom or dad. You must state who you bought it for, because they say for somebody, someone. You see all these vague things they will put in the question, you give it a name. A good watch for her upcoming birthday. Yeah. Not, it's no longer upcoming. You gave it to her. Make it seem like you gave it to her on her birthday. Like you gifted your mom a gold watch. A, yeah, we can make it seem like it's something, because it has to be like it's unexpected. She wasn't expecting it. They say unexpected. A luxury gold watch, because she has never owned a luxury. Whether your mom that owns diamond, it doesn't matter. But you have to paint it to make it. Why is it going to be because an experience? Because it's going to be memorable. You see that memorable. So it has to make, you have to, whatever you, yes, I said something you can relate to, but make it that thing you can relate to. You will now make it extraordinary. You can say a luxury wristwatch, or the latest iPhone, or the latest Samsung. Just make it seem like, oh, that was why, because oh, she was really excited, as like make it something you can relate to, but then make it magical. Or special event you plan secretly. Exactly. So that is it. Action you took. So you will now state that, mm, for her the gift, your mom have always loved, have did not have a working wrist. I want to go with what Kemi said. Fola Kemi said, your mom has not had a good wristwatch for the longest time, and she has always admired wristwatch in people, and that is why like I bought her that gift. I took all the way to oh yes, exactly. You feel all the way. That is wonderful. You see, you see exactly. This is like that memory. Mhm. So you make it seem so always. What's the next one? So the action, you state the exact action. So you now state the action that you took. That the action that you took. You went to, you can say, oh, your mommy have always admired Rolex wristwatch. I went to their store and I got her a gold Rolex wristwatch. You see, that is action. And they're going to be, you need to be specific. You see how I'm saying, like, I name a brand that she has always admired, and I went there and I bought her a gold, okay, no, don't need to state luxury gold wristwatch. Yeah, and I bought her the gold wristwatch. How did you, if it's and I bought her, that's the action. If it's a surprise party, you may say that you went to the restaurant, you gave them instruction, you click on whatever you did. You must name action. Then the result. What was the person's reaction? My mom was so happy that she shed tears of joy, because she's happy. And she shed tears of joy as nobody has ever gifted her, even if 1,000 people have gifted her that thing, as nobody have ever gifted her such an expensive gift before. Exactly. He still tells me that it's his best. Exactly. This is you explaining why it is the best memory for why this experience was very memorable for you, because uh thank you. Like that's the way for you to say, oh, why it is a very memorable for me. Now that I've been talking about buying my mom a gold wristwatch and blah blah blah, and she shed tears of joy. Why did this experience I'll end it with my feeling. It's very memorable for me because that was the first time I saw my mom genuinely happy. Had the tears of joy she shed was something that still stay with me till this day. You always like it's memorable, like it's still with you, like ended like in a way like feeling. So that is just it. So work with template, work with template. I will always say it. Sit down, watch the videos you're watching. Although or now that I'm saying it, be writing it down. whenever you are practicing, be repeating it, be repeating it. If you are repeating it, if it's still not now improving, please send me let me not say send me your template. Many people have sent me template, I've not reviewed it. I told somebody I was going to review their template today, but yeah, I write it today, but I've been so busy, I've not even sat down until now. So the third one is okay, let's look at another question for part two. Although time is going, but let's look at another question for part two and see how it goes. Public speaking experience. Let's do this one. Language learning breakthrough. I don't know why every of these things always kind of resonates with me. My own is when I learned small Yoruba. Talk about a time when you had a breakthrough moment while learning a language. Maybe you successfully had your first conversation with a native speaker, understood a movie without subtitle. This one is hard. That's why I actually pick it well. And finally, mastered a difficult grammar concept. What was the situation? So you can pick one out of these ones that they gave you, but you must give it a name. You must state the exact thing, the exact language. If it's language, you must state the exact language. No, task fulfillment. What task fulfillment means? That's why I said always go and watch self-test video. What task fulfillment means is you see everything they ask you to talk about. This is where it starts. What was the situation? How did it happen? And why was your and why was this moment significant for you? You must talk about these four things. That's your task fulfillment. If you talk about this four, if you make sure you talk about this four things, you will have either 11, 12, or maybe 10, depending. But if you talk about everything, you must. That's your task fulfillment. The one you're talking about, the use of English, I think the use of English is in your grammar. That point is in your grammar. But we know that sometimes we have a specific way of speaking English that is not really the right way. That's why sometimes we will have a lot of awkward phrases. Especially if you're writing, you'll be able to see it. But when you are speaking, just flow and go. Okay, why am I quiet? I'm waiting for you people. Sorry. So yeah, what was the situation, you guys? So yeah, tell me. Let me see how specific you guys can be. What was the situation? What was the challenge? What was the situation? What was the situation? You can make it seem like you moved to a new city and you have to learn the language, because that's what happened with me when we moved to the West. I had to learn Yoruba. So you can make it seem like, okay, you move to another country and you have to learn French or you have to learn Chinese. Even but say something you can relate to. Me, I will say with the one I can relate to before I eventually run out of what to talk about. Even if it doesn't matter, they will not say, oh, because he said this Yoruba, they will not. You not see that most of all these epic questions, they will always be calling no car for this one, this one. It doesn't matter. So you can say you're native. Oh, when you have to learn, even if it's not a language that Canada people know about, but when you have to learn clinical language, Yoruba language, Urobo language, or something. But so that you can be able to relate to it and be able to speak more comfortably. I've given you answer, you people answer now. And I said I wanted to see how you guys. So it's not necessarily that it's a language. Maybe okay, while learning a language, okay, yeah, it's a language actually. Maybe it has. How did it happen? So, how did if you are learning a language, how did it happen? Is it from a movie? How did you if you're going to use the movie subtitle, but I'm not sure anybody understand language or is able to master a language from movie title. I want to learn my native language. Hmm. Okay, okay. Yeah, Obi flavor. So how did it happen? How did the breakthrough happen? Because one thing you must avoid is like compounding, because now what you are doing, and that is what happened with Khadijah's response the other time. If you compound two ideas together, it will make you not to develop an idea and jump to another. If you, that's why I say, if you, I know during when I prepared for Celpip, then I watched a lot of webinars from some people official. Brenda will always say, yeah, this person has this idea, but he didn't develop the idea. I don't know why I'm speaking. I'm trying to copy the way she was speaking. The person didn't fully develop the idea. So avoid a situation where you jam all your ideas into one. And then if you jam all of them into one, what will you not speak for the rest of the 60 seconds? So what was the situation? It was a time, the situation is that I had problems. I could not speak my native language. For you now, I could not speak my native language, which is Igbo language. And for a long time, I've always wanted to learn how to speak it, until you see how I'm going to transition. I use that until I met a, how did it happen? You can say you met a friend, or you stumbled onto, yeah, Duolingo, gift normal. Since you are speaking, you are talking about French. I'm just running with this idea that flavor, I say flavor, favor, favor gave. I'm using it to like answer this question. I will now transition into until, how did it happen? You see how I move from, I stated what the situation was, which is I could not, for the longest time, or for the first 21 years of my life, I couldn't understand my native language, and I've always wanted to be able to speak it, or even understand it, until I met my friend. I always like to make link it to a friend that knows everything. Until I met my friend, maybe Rose, until I met my friend Candice, who was very fluent in Igbo language. I took it upon myself to make sure I learned from her, and she was so willing to teach me, and you can say, and we had sections, classes where she was giving me assignments, telling me how to use it in different situations, and she also, or you can say, and she only spoke to me in Igbo language. This uh so they now say we must have a breakthrough moment. Sorry. Okay, the breakthrough moment is actually when you met your friend, until you met your friend this thing, and she started speaking in Igbo language to me, strictly in Igbo language to me. This helped me significantly. This helped me to begin to understand the language, until I started speaking it. And now, yeah, let me see. Tayo, your network is always coming late. It was time I planned the 70th birthday for my dad. We bought him Toyota Handliner 2020. You get money. Oh. He was full of excitement and shed a tear. Because his present car was old. Yeah. But you have money. Is this true? I don't know if you are being creative. Why am I taking? Anyways, but I love how you were specific with the Toyota Highlander 2020. I really love it. So, anyways, you guys answer this question now. I've given you people, I've run with Favor's idea. Okay, why was it? Why was that most significant to you? It was most significant to you because I'll make it seem like all my cousins spoke the language, but I couldn't, and have always felt out of place. So learning the language was very significant. You see how you would always try to relate. If you want to relate, don't go and be choosing somebody you don't know or an expert. You can just find it, link it to people around you, family members, friends, and oh, why was it most significant to you? Be creative. So if anybody, did any other person drop idea? Okay, somebody that said learn French. Mm, okay, let's go with Norma's idea. So I can say what was the situation? The situation is that for me, I will always maybe like, uh, I had moved to Cameroon or Quebec. Let me just say Canada here, and I wanted to learn French, and it was difficult communicating with people around because they only spoke French, and I tried so hard to learn, but it wasn't happening until I stumbled upon Duolingo app, this Duolingo app while scrolling through social media because sometimes the adverts. Mhm. And I started learning. Duolingo made it so easy, and gradually I began to understand what each word meant, and eventually started speaking, communicating in French. Why was it most significant to you? It was very significant to me because it opened doors of opportunities, because I was lacking in the language, which was making me lose so many job opportunity. I don't want to repeat myself, which affected my work. So learning the language opens numerous doors, and why am I repeating? Opened opportunity opened opportunities for me. Please do not be like me. So anyways, like you can just say it like, you see why I'm struggling now, because French is not something I can relate to. But when this what is it called? Favor talking about not being able to speak Igbo language, because it's something that I'm very familiar with. Not to me, I can speak Igbo language because that's my language anyways. But I have somebody very close to me that is in this situation. So it's something I was able to quickly flow. But you see now in French, and now I'm trying to relate it with, okay, opportunity, what will French do to me? And I'm now finding it hard to flow very well. But when it was the time for me to talk about the Igbo language because it's something I can relate to. I have a friend, like we all have our friends, maybe Yoruba, Igbo, that they are not able to speak their language. I'm able to flow very well. You can relate to that situation better. But now that I'm talking about, like, but although I have ideas, like, yes, if you move in a city like where they speak French and you're not able to speak, you will lose opportunities, which is, but me bringing it together because, so the modern writing is stick to what you can talk about. Anyways, let's move to the describing a scene. We are not doing it today. I'll just show you people. Why does this seem like I have not done any describing a scene? Okay, let's move from up. Duck back money. This image, in fact, this image looks so scanty that if you see it in the exam, you may not, you may quickly run out of what to talk about. Anyway, so the image before me is the picture of a dog park. In the foreground, you see, that's how you always say the overview is the picture of a dog park. I don't know if it's morning or night. So, but okay, describe the things that are happening, and the person whom you are speaking to cannot see the hi John. You see where they'll say it cannot see it. Like I said in one of my videos, make sure you are speaking like you are talking to somebody. The image before me is a picture of a dog park. In the foreground, this man is actually the person in the front before this man. In the foreground is an old man sitting with his grandchild and a dog napping on the same chair as him. Standing beside him is his son, is his son, I guess. Or it might not be his son, but this person looks younger too. Is his older standing beside him is his older grandchild. Beside them is a woman walking, running with his two. Is she running or whatever, or playing? Just assume that they're running with his with her two, sorry, with her two dog in a leash. You see how I immediately I look, what can I say? Leash. I see leash. Run, running with her or playing with her two dog in a leash. In the background, so I'll categorize all these ones now. In the background, is a man playing with his dog, There's something they used to call this ball. I want to remember. Immediately I saw this image, I'm trying to remember what this is. I don't know if it's. I know dog. Sorry, I want to remember just in case you see it in exam. Let me Google it for you guys. I don't know if it's people. It's not. No, that's not. But I used to see it very common here in Canada. But playing a ball, you can just, even if you don't know, playing a ball is a man playing a ball. I'll just stick it. Playing a ball with, in the background is a man playing a ball with his dog, and I can also see another dog walking into the park. I can also see another dog walking into the park, and a woman trying to pack the its her puppy poop, because this looks like a poop. So you talk about the atmosphere. It looks like a very warm or gloomy. It looks gloomy. I don't know. The cloud. It looks like a very cloudy morning or something. But will people be walking in the park in the cloud? I don't know. But me, I see like this place is good. So you generally talk about like it looks like a very cloudy morning and everything. Sure. I don't know. But just like talk from direction to direction, because you see the way I started because at the end of the day you may not be able to talk about everything I just talked about, because your 60 seconds will finish. But if you start describing the man, you can say the man is sitting with his grandchild who in a stroller, and in the foreground is an older man sitting with his grandchild who is in a stroller, and a dog also on the same seat with him. Close to him is the older grandson who seemed to be pushing the stroller, standing close by. Beside them is a woman with her dog on leash, and in the background, when you want to enter the background, in the background I can see a man playing ball with his dog, and another dog walking into the park, walking majestically. Always the hair. Another thing I forgot to mention is try as much as possible, because that's when your vocabulary things come into your vocabulary. Always, like, if you have whenever when I saw this, I wanted to use it before, but then I forgot. Try to use vocabulary to describe what is happening, like this one now, so that adjective to describe what is happening. You say the dog is walking majestically into, you can see the way he's walking. To me, he's trying to walk majestically into the park. It will just give you um free vocabulary word, like right adjective. Oh, it's not, if you don't know that, but don't force it. And then you can say, and then close to them is a woman standing close to the bin, trying to pack the dog, trying to pack the puppy poop into the bin. Overall, you now end it with the atmosphere. Overall, it looks like a very busy day in the park, and the atmosphere seems very warm. You can just say warm or gloomy, or just find something to describe it. Overall, it seems like a very busy day. You say how busy the place is, and um, it looks like a very warm day, or it looks like a very fun day in the park. Just end it up with feeling, talk about the feeling, the atmosphere after describing, so that in case you are running out of ideas, after once you are describing, talk about the feeling. Remember, talk about how that everybody is having fun. Are they having fun or not? Let it be in your mind, like, okay, if I want to talk about the feeling, what feeling will I talk? It looks like a very fun day. It looks like a very fun day, and the atmosphere seems very bright, or the atmosphere is very sunny, or depending on what the atmosphere. But for me, since it's from the description, they said it's morning, but I don't know if people always tell you it's morning or not. So for me, it looks more like cloudy. So you just picture it in your speaking. Let's open another one and see. Let's see. So this one now is a very okay, let me allow you people to describe the a very busy supermarket, or a very busy grocery store. The image before me is a picture of a very busy grocery store. In the foreground is a woman pushing her cart, and pushing her cart and going towards the cashier to make her payment. You can just, you see how I just assume that, okay. And then close to him is a man, is a warning sign, and a staff cleaning the wet ground. Is a warning sign about the wet ground, and a staff cleaning the wet ground. You can always, it's not only human being you can describe, you can always describe object as well. So that's it. I can also see another woman walking out of the store. You want to assume she's walking out of, because this is cashier, she's walking out. Another woman walking out of the store. Beside them, close to them, is a woman trying to buy cereals for, trying to pick up a cereal with her child, or with her son, be specific, with her son. In the background, you can now categorize like other people in the background. In the background, I can see the cashier attending to people. There, attending to people. There is a queue of people trying to make their payment for their purchase. And then I also see another man exiting the store. Okay, close to them, always use close to them. Close to them is another man trying to exit the store, and don't necessarily talk about everything. So you can, when you have seen that you have talked about a lot and your time is going, because all of this thing is 60 seconds. When you're saying like, okay, I've described, like, you see how I'm describing, and then you just say something like, overall, you see where your time is going, because as much as you can, try as much as you can to round up your this thing. And overall, it looks like a very busy day in the store, and everyone is trying to make their purchase be, or you can say it looks like a rush hour in the store. You see, I just remember it because, oh, rush hour is the time people are coming from work, they are quickly rushing to the grocery store to pick up something. It just came to my mind. Overall, it looks like a very busy time, and I assume is rush hour, and everyone is trying to make their purchase for the day. You see me, when I see that my time is going to be ending, it is rushing through. I just, okay, what you have described is enough. Like I said, you do not need to talk about everything. You don't need to talk about the eye or the layout. You can say, you can talk, if you decide, you can talk about the layout and leave out some people, because you only have 60 seconds. But when you now say that, okay, your time is trying to end, you now say overall, you now start talking about the atmosphere. It looks like a very busy day in the store, and everyone is trying to make their purchase before the store closes. Just you, before you trying to round it up. Um, Part four is always like the same question, and you're going to use the same. Oh, I'm supposed to use that same question, and we'll use it to do part four, because that's what they normally do in the exam. Sorry. Yeah. So this, in the exam now, they will still bring out this same image to you, and they will ask you to predict what will happen next. So what you will do is you start you what you uh from the image, what I predict will happen next is that the woman pushing her cart will go to the payment lane and join the queue in order to pay for her purchase. While the woman standing, you also like try to follow the same, like a direction. Don't come and talk about this person and then jump to the back and then come to the front. You will be so disorganized. Then you make it okay. Then the woman, and then okay. I'll predict that the woman trying to purchase a cereal with her son is going to pick up one cereal and head to another aisle to continue their purchase, while the staff mopping the ground would finish mopping and still leave the sign, the what's it called, what's this thing called again? And I said it in the other word, the sign, and still leave the sign anyways, the sign, and still leave the warning sign, and still leave the warning sign. Do not waste time in the exam, just say the sign and move on, and still leave the warning sign, because the ground will still be wet at that time. Warning sign or caution sign, yeah, exactly. Then the woman trying to exit the store will eventually exit, while the cashier will finish attending to the first person on the queue and then proceed to answer another person. I also predict that the man standing. It's just you saying, okay, this person is starting at the door. What would they do next? Leave the store, because obviously what I assume this person is doing is that he's already carrying what she purchased in that their carton bag that they always sell. That this person is going to exit. The man standing at the door will finally exit the grocery store. You can call it a supermarket. It doesn't matter. Um, will exit the grocery store and over. So when your time is also rounding up, you will now you will now end your writing. You can say overall, everyone is going to end up purchasing their item and depart for their home. That's it. If it's like in a park, or in a, you say overall everybody is going to have fun and depart at the end of the, you can make it seem okay at the end of the day. Or if it's, you can say, oh, more people are going to come. Or you can say overall the people in the store are going to pick up their item and leave, and new set of people are going to come in to buy their purchase. Or you can just say, you can make it seem like, okay, it's evening and everybody will buy their purchase and then the store will close. So make it seem like when you are ending for predicting the same, make it seem like you predict that everybody will make their or everybody will leave, but don't make it that way, they will just leave. If it's in the park, that everybody would have a very fun few days. Or you can make it seem like if it's in the park, you make it seem like the weather is going to change and everyone will start to depart to their various house. Or if you don't want it to make it seem like, oh, the weather is going to change and everybody will depart, make it seem like, oh, the weather is that it will continue to be like a very warm day and more people are going to come in, depending on, maybe it's the swimming pool. Okay, more people are going to come and have fun because it's going to be like a very warm day, and, and more people will come in. You predict that more people, if that, when you want to end predicting the same, end it in a way that more people, is that more people are coming, or more people are, or people are going to depart from that scene, that everybody will just depart and go home. So put it in your mind. Should I say number 5 again? This number 5 at this point, I don't want to see anybody that says they don't know what to talk about for part 5. Okay, let's do something. No, this one is delivery side. I wanted to see do something similar to, but let's see. Let's see what they have. Oh no, I want to see one that I think the ones below are in form of image. Let's see if it's, why is it not in form of image? Because this one we did the other day. This is how exactly Celpip exam is. They will give you 2 images. I'm trying to see a question that is in form of that image. Let me see. Okay, this one. Let's use this one. I don't want to talk about this one because I've talked about it in my video that I posted on TikTok. So let's talk about another one. So now, when you come, you see that. Sorry, let me load this question again. You see that you have 60 seconds, like I said in my video that I posted yesterday, right? Do not waste time trying to say, oh, what is this one? What is this one? Just click one. Click one and focus on it. Okay. I don't want to click this one because so that people will not assume that I always like clicking what is on the right. But do not come and start looking at, oh, what is this one? What is this one? No. Once you just look at one and just pick it. It doesn't matter what you say. Like, just pick one. Cynthia, is it? Oh, I didn't even talk about that elderly man. Exactly. Okay, yeah. But anyways, I don't know. Network. Is it, are you people seeing my screen? So I don't know. Somebody said network, but are you people seeing my screen? I'm not, I'm supposed to be looking at. Sorry, you guys. So let me do fast because I have somewhere to go. I forgot. The person is just messaging me. Anyways, so let's assume we pick this one now. You know we have 60 seconds that time. Sorry. So when, let's assume you come into the exam, do not compare, do not start looking at the 2 options. Just pick this one. Let's assume we pick this one. And you look, the only thing you will not start doing, this Celpip test pip. This Celpip test pip. I want to chop the materials on the board. There are so many materials. Favor, can you chat me on? I do not understand what you mean. Can you chat me on I say Instagram? Yeah, you can chat me on Instagram, but I don't know, most people don't know my Instagram handle, I guess. Uh, Chat me on TikTok. I don't know where you or on Telegram. There is only if you go to set Celpip. I don't want to close this question we are doing. Let me see. Oh, sorry. I'll have to log out to show you so that you see it from the beginning. Let me finish. Let me finish before I show you. Sorry. Let's continue and then I'll show you. Then let me finish. Or you chat me up later if I forget to talk about it. So if you pick your this thing, you see how fast 60 seconds is going. Anytime I roll, 60 seconds will go. So if you pick one, just pick one. Don't forget to select it too before you start looking. You click on it, then click on it and start looking at it. Fitness. And sorry, I forgot to read the question. Your company wants to introduce wellness program for the employees. You found two suitable option. Choose the option that you prefer. So now you start looking. You already selected this one. Of course, you always talk about the cost. Mm. Then the next one, next classes. Wellness program. So what you are going to do, make sure that when you are comparing, like when you are looking at your features, like I said, always have what they want to do at the back of your mind. So this one is the wellness, this thing, fitness, like exercise and personal training. Okay, time is up. So when your time is up, it will always ask you to the next one. It doesn't matter if you are finished preparing. You know what you're doing. You're looking at your options to see what you can talk about. So me now, I have always picked about picked cost, uh 60%. You can talk about on site. Okay, me, I will just assume I will talk about this first two, but you might change when you see your next option. But when your time is up, it's okay, just move next because you have another 60 seconds to you have another 60 seconds to compare. So what you now do at this point, when you come in here, you now the first thing you do when you come to next is to look at your other option and that one is another your manager's option. You see who is suggesting it, persuade your manager. Okay, so you would say, okay, you see that his own is less expensive, that means your own is more expensive, but you're going to say because it's more expensive, you say that your own is going to deliver more value. Then no coaching, no. Exactly. This is a disadvantage. This is an advantage. It's cheaper, is an advantage. This one. So you see what you're talking. So it will make me know that okay, this 2 point I chose is the right one for me to talk about. I still have 15 minutes. So now what will you now start relating it? You will be thinking about how to relate it to wellness program, that exercise, that fitness first, what do you call on side gym, group fitness, like how wellness program that people doing. So now you can speak actually, but that time, because we have time, what you just be thinking about is how these features is going to help what they are trying to introduce, the wellness program. Do not just come and start talking on these things when and you're not relating it to the main topic of discussion, which is the wellness program. That is where I see a lot of people making mistake. So when you have that, you know that when you want to speak, so you come and start. You Me, I always like to say thank you for you. That's just like my standard way. Although there may be other best way, I might just thank the other person for suggesting their own option. I would say, oh, thank you, James. Thank you for suggesting for your suggestion, or thank you for your suggestion on the wellness program. However, I think fitness first is a more suitable option for our company because it's going to be more beneficial. You will say when you're trying to introduce, you will say is a more suitable option because statewide, because it's going to be more beneficial to whoever. Since this is a company, you can say it's going to be more beneficial to the employees, to the to all the employees or to most of the employees. It's going to be more beneficial to the employees. Ended there. First, you will not say first and foremost, okay, since it's more expensive, so you make it seem like, since it's more expensive, you can talk about this second, but if you want to talk about it first, it's fine. Don't If you want to talk about this first, since it's more expensive, don't start with first and foremost. You cannot say first and foremost is $500. No, it's more expensive. So you can make it seem like, though it seem you will be using comparing, though it might seem Like you can say, because it's going to be, you see how I ended the introduction with, because it's going to be more beneficial to the employees. Then I want to transition, though it might seem more, the fitness first might seem might seem expensive. However, it's going to deliver more value to the wellness of the employees. You see how I'm going to be relating it to the this thing. It's going to deliver more value. They're going to get more value. We are going to get more value. They are going to get more, okay, more value to their awareness, because it offers so many benefits. It offers on-site gym access, which will ensure that we should encourage them. You see, on-site, we should encourage them to always have their exercise, since the gym facility is in the company. They can always go there during break or after work. They will have, you can make it seem like you see here, when you look at this place on site, because that time during that 30 seconds that you're looking, if you look at this thing, I forgot to say it out loud, I'm sorry. What came to my mind is, I saw on site gym assets. What came to my mind is flexibility, because they are is in the on site means is in the company. They can flexibility. What would this do? It will give them flexibility. They can on site, they can go there anytime, maybe before work. It will give them, because they get more value, because it offers them many benefits. You cannot transfer, such as with the way this one is organized, it's not everything you say first and foremost, second and foremost. You how you Because when you are speaking, it's flow that they are looking for. So it's not everything. It's not like part two of writing, where you now, okay, firstly, secondly. When you are speaking, is different. They want to see how you flow. So because it's going to offer them more value. They are going to um get a value for their money. What was I saying? It's going to offer them more value for their money in so many ways. For instance, it offers the on-site gym access, which gives the employees flexibility to either go in the morning before the start of their work, they come early and go to the gym in the morning, or during break, or after close of business. Also, it offers group fitness classes, which will serve as a motivation to employees to work out together, and this will ensure that what's it called? And this will ensure that people are participating. The worker seems to be moving. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at somebody's message that just came in. So, so this would like serve as motivation. You see how I am taking this, I am transitioning. It's not everything that you, like I said, we'll be doing first and second and all. So, and I said also another, okay, the group fitness classes that it offers will be able to serve as motivation and ensure that the employees are participating, or employees motivate one another to participate, or the group fitness class is going to motivate the employees to participate. Then the third one is then if you want to, it's not necessary you talk about everything. Like I always say, you only have 60 seconds to talk. By the time you talk about these two things, now you can decide to talk about personal training. You say a lot of, you can, if you want to talk about this personal training now, I look at personal training. What does it do? It's like a coach or a guide. Many people do not know what to do in the gym. With Fitness First, they will be able to have personal trainers that will guide them on the right exercise that is suitable for them. You see how I pick this thing? I do not just jump on and join and say this one, Fitness First is expensive, is cheap and site, is blah blah blah, is this one, this one. I take it and I explain what each one is going to do. Fine, when you see that your time is going, you have not contrasted. You have reached, when you are when you the time is going, when it gets to that middle, when you start speaking, when your what's that thing? I forgot what they used to call that thing. That your timer is going. If it gets to the middle, you will see it. If it gets to the middle in this particular part five, leave it and go and contrast first to make sure. My brother, sorry that the noise in the background. Sorry that about the noise in the background. I don't know if my laptop is canceling the noise. I'm using my mic, it will be canceling it. Anyways, let's continue. So when you start speaking, you talk about the cost. It's going to provide more value if it's more expensive, which this is the case. If it's cheaper, you say it's less expensive, which is very okay for the for employees' budget. You can make it like your budget or your finance is what is making you go with a cheaper option. That is what I stated in my video. Then, like I said, when you pick each one, be talking about it and be talking about how it relates here. I'm repeating myself again, sorry. And then when you talk about the second one now and still relate it, how it is going to motivate them to ensure that they are practicing or they are engaging in the wellness program. When you see that your time is in the middle, like I said, leave it, go to contrast. And in the contrast, like I said, say admittedly, because the reason why I wanted to leave it and go to contrast is because you're going to, if you don't do it, if your time run out, that means you did not complete your task fulfillment. That one is very dangerous. I don't want it not to contrast. So when you see that when you are speaking and your time has reached the middle, leave it, go here. I will show you how to, if you finish contrasting and you still have more time, how to go back and finish speaking. So assuming you just speak on this on-site gym access, group fitness classes, and you have not spoken on this, and you wanted to speak, leave it, and your time is already in the middle or past the middle, leave it and go to contrast. Now I will say, admittedly, the gym membership reimbursement is, what's it called? Is a more affordable option. However, you see how I'm not saying it's $300. I'm not saying this one, this one, this one. Is you showing that okay, what is the implication of this one being 500 and being, is you showing that you can use English in different ways? Is a more affordable option. However, it does not have any classes, coaching, or on-site support, which will not encourage people to use the wellness program, or which will not encourage the wellness program the company is trying to implement. You see how I spoke it? For these reasons, I think that's me trying to conclude now. You see how I picked the disadvantage. I spoke about, admittedly, I spoke about the advantage and I said, however, I will counter it with it does not offer any classes or coaching or on-site support, which will not support or which will not be which will not support the wellness program the company is trying to introduce. For these reasons, I think the fitness first is a more suitable option because is a more suitable option because it offers person. You see how I will now go and talk it. um, I will now go and talk about this one that I left. That's if you have time. But if you do not have time, just end it as for this reason. I think fitness first is a more suitable option. It's fine. You will not talk about everything. But if you still have time to talk about it, you will not say, for these reasons, I think fitness first is a more suitable option to is a more suitable option to what's it called? Is a more suitable option because it offers personal training and other benefits that would motivate employees to participate in the program. What does this do for you? You see how I said in the middle or after you have spoken middle or past the middle small, just leave that persuading you are doing because you are doing persuading here. Go and contrast, go and compare. Compare means jump to the other one and talk about it so that even if you are cut off, you must have touched your tax fulfillment is not lacking. Anyways, you guys, I forgot I have somewhere to that about. Let's see. Do you people want us to and then let me even ask you what's the time in Nigeria? This should be 11, right? Almost 11. Do you people want us to finish this speaking that we are doing? If you don't want us to finish, it's fine. We can. Do you guys want us to finish? Let's go to. Let me hear from you guys. Or it's late. Okay, I will. Should we round it up today? 10:52. That's do you people still want us to continue and finish or let's call it a day? Because should we leave at 11? Should we leave at 11? I want to hear. Okay, let's finish it. Okay. So this is part six. Let's go to part six. This talking, eh? People supposed to be paying me money. Other people are collecting money for coaching. I'm here doing free work. Please help me to beg your family members to subscribe to my YouTube. I will beg you again today. Please. I'm begging you guys. Anybody's phone you collect, use it to subscribe. I know I'm not collecting, but please, please. I want to reach 1,000 subscribers. Let me see how many subscribers I am in now. And then thank you guys for the ones for those people that have subscribed so far. Thank you, everyone. I really, really, really appreciate every one of you. So, see, I'm in 667. So please let me subscribe. Everybody's phone you see, please use it to subscribe. Anyway, so let's do part six. What's part six about? Because I used to forget. As I'm not writing exam, I don't know what the topic is about. It's only when I don't used to go through this thing during the week because I'm so busy. It's only the day I just sit here and then I start talking. Dealing with a difficult situation. This one is easy. We have always talk about it. Let's see the last one here. Time of conflict. The name sounds weird. That's why I pick it. And then I think it's you and your co-worker Sarah has both requested. Oh, time off conflict. Okay, okay, okay. Time away. Has both requested for time off for the same weekend. Your manager has informed you that only one person can take the time off. You are planning to go to. Thank you. So please, as we are grateful, if you see somebody's phone, use it to subscribe to my channel. Thank, thank you. Anyways, so you are planning to go on a weekend trip with your friend Jason. So choose one, either call Sarah and then maybe when you come to Canada, you pay me because I'll be happy when you tell me, I'm finally in Canada. Thank you. You are part of my success story. Like, hey, that's you know, I will not be you that time. That time you have money. Even though you will be depressed first after first month. First month you'll be very happy that you landed. You snap plenty pictures. Second month, whoa, you will cry. I don't know if it's everyone. Me, I cried so much in my second month. Call Sarah and explain why you think you should get the time off, or call Jason and explain why you can't go on the trip. So in this part, like they will always give you two situations, and both of them are difficult things. So you pick one of you choose your difficult task that you want to do. So for this one, is it that you want to call your friend, your colleague, and tell them that okay, you are the one that deserve that time off, or you call your friend that you're supposed to go to the trip with and cancel. I think I didn't wear my clothes properly. One button is up. Anyways, and cancel on your friend. So canceling on your friend can be difficult. It used to happen to me. For instance, when me and my friend have planned where we are going to go, and it happened to me the other day that I wanted to cancel on her. Not like even her, she has not really made up. She was even happy that I canceled. So it's not like that one wasn't a difficult situation. But sometimes if people have planned so much on it, it's always hard for you to cancel on somebody. So I understand why it's a difficult situation. So you're going to talk about that. So you think in your mind, okay, like me, that's me. When I say this question, that's what came to my mind when I had to cancel with my friend. But it's not really a difficult situation because she was excited that I even canceled. Then the other one is either you call your colleague and tell them why do you think you deserve it and not her. So let's see. So what do I have in my paper? Because I forgot. I forgot what I'm going to talk. What is it? You have to communicate the difficult news by restating what is in the question. When you are restating, do not try as much as possible not to use it word for word. Try to paraphrase it if you can. If you can't, it's okay. Restate it. You say, okay, let's say we are okay, let's say for me, if I'm going to, I may choose to call my friend and explain why I can't go on the trip. It's easier for me to convince this person, but I will do both for you guys to see. Hi, Jason. Um, Hi Jason, how are you doing? I'm calling to because you are they said call. How you doing? Um I'm calling to explain or to let you know of something serious that came out of another thing is tone. Like this place now, tone is very important because it's a difficult news. You will not be sounding excited to cancel on your friend. Not like when I say my friend was excited to cancel. No, you shouldn't be excited to cancel your friend. Hi Jason, how are you doing? I really have something mm, I really have something that I want to discuss with you. And I don't want it to sound, you're talking to your friend. So you make it seem like you're talking how you converse with your friend. I don't want you to be disappointed. And I know this is a difficult thing to ask, given that we have planned for this for the past 6 months, or you make it seem like, okay, why you understand that your friend might be upset, that we have planned um for this trip, for the past 6 months. I'm going to have to cancel our trip because, so you see how I'm trying to, because you're talking to your friend, you make it seem, that's why I was saying tone is very important. You will not make it, you see how you sound natural, you sound like you are conversing with your friend. If I'm going to be talking to my coworker now, it's a different tone I'm going to use. Yes, your coworker is not so formal because he's someone you see every day, but then it's still like a semi-formal. So there's a different tone that you're going to use. So I'm going to have to cancel our trip. I know how you have looked so forward. Our trip to, please be specific. I almost forgot. Our trip to Mexico. Even if you have not been to Mexico, or I'm not even, uh, hopefully one day I go to Mexico, according to them. Anyways, so we have planned. I know how much you have looked forward to our trip, to our weekend, to our trip to Mexico next weekend. Unfortunately, I will have to cancel because my colleague Sarah had also requested for the same time off, and she has something important to deal with because her mom is extremely sick and she needs to go back home to go help her mom. Unfortunately, I have to agree to her request, or I have to accept for her to take the time off because her situation seemed more serious and or involve health. You see how I'm just talking like this one just came to my mind, like, because you have to make this person understand why did you not fight to get that weekend off. That's what I mean. So you make it seem like, okay, this person needs that time off more than you, and that is why. So from my what I have in the video, so if you go to that passage now, I said communicate the difficult news by restating the question, which I have restated that I have to cancel because our both time out with my colleague crashed. So I have to cancel our trip to Mexico, but then be as specific as you can. Offer a solution. So instead of just dumping the negative news and then ending it there, offer a solution how to overcome the situation. And I said to make up for this, I have reached out to the you make it since people are trying. I made it seem like we are going outside the country. I have reached out to the to the what's it called? What they call those people planning the trip. I've reached out to our trip organizer or something. Just say it, even if it's wrong. I don't know. I've reached out to the agency handling our trip. Okay, that would sound more better. I've reached out to the agency handling our trip, and they have and explained that we need to, and they have agreed. Okay, and they have agreed to reschedule dates to 2 weeks time, which my manager have also agreed to. You see, you have already you did not dump it. I just wanted to know if this time work for you or if we need to reschedule it to another time. Yeah, travel agents, thank you. You see how English will run away from my head in the middle of exam, but just fine. Keep speaking, do not stop. If it hook you like this, keep speaking. I think that was what happened in that one. I just the first when we started the giving advice, that was what happened when I was reading one sentence. It seems broken in the middle. I think I was speaking and something I wanted to say something and I forgot what I want to say, but I didn't. I continued speaking. You see that question I still had 9/12. If I had, you see that sentence, I knew that there was something missing there. But when I was speaking, maybe I don't know if there's a way to replay audio on this thing. But anyways, the thing hooked me, and I can see it from that transcript that something was missing there. That when I did that question in December, that something was missing. That maybe like this now, something that wasn't say. I didn't continue speaking because even if they will reduce something from your mark, it was your task fulfillment should not lack. Continue speaking and make sure you finish and touch everything that you're supposed to touch. Don't let one stumbling block stop you. That's from my own, like you learn from why they used to say wise people learn from other people's mistakes. Please be learning from my mistakes, be learning from all this one that I'm saying and I'm fucking up. I know you can laugh at me like this guy don't even know travel agent. In exam self, I'll be thinking, well, how do they used to spell words? It happens. So, anyways, like I said, you would after you give the person a solution. So communicate the difficult, acknowledge the situation that you understand how you have looked forward. The first thing is to understand how acknowledge the difficult situation. You tell the person that you understand how much you have looked forward to this trip. Communicate the difficult to that to the situation. Communicate the difficult news. Okay, my time is clashing with my colleagues, and then I have to because she had to go take care of her mom who is seriously ill, and then offer a solution. I have reached out to them and they have offered to rebook us for 2 weeks' time. However, I wanted to confirm if this time works for you, or they have the month open for us to rebuke any time, any of the weekend within the month of August. You can just say it like that, within the month of August. Conclude by asking the person what do you think? So you see, okay, you can even I've already asked it. You can even conclude like, okay, the way I have concluded by saying the person that let me know if this time works for you. They are also willing to get us in anytime in the month of August. So that is why I have acknowledged the difficult situation, communicate the difficult news, offer a solution, and conclude by asking the person what they think. So ask him, what do you think? Or do you think this time works for you? They are willing to accommodate us for any other weekend in the month of August. Fine. If it's Sarah that I want to go and meet now, you go and meet your colleague. All these colleagues, it's a serious matter to talk to them. Sometimes it's more serious to talk to your colleague than your manager. I'm speaking from my own experience. So I'll just say, hi Sarah. Uh, I understand that you acknowledge, like what I said here, acknowledge the difficult situation. I'm taking this option now. I understand that you requested for the same time off this weekend as I did, and I came to talk to you about that. I understand that you have something important to deal with. However, if you now want to convince Sarah, you will make your own seem more serious too. If you're going with Sarah, you always, whoever you're going with, you make it seem more serious. So you now say, however, I I wanted to consider and explain what you think, why you think you should. However, I think you should let me have this weekend off because my dad is seriously ill. God forbid, God forbid, God forbid in Jesus' name. The name in my well, you have to make it seem serious. And I need to go back to Nova Scotia. You can name the city or home to Nova Scotia. I need to travel to Nova Scotia to go take care of him and get him proper help. I understand that you wanted to go on vacation with your boyfriend. However, um, my situation is very severe and my dad really needs me urgently, and I don't know how long he can hold on if I do not travel to get him the help he needs. So you see how I'm trying to guilt trip Sarah. So then you now offer a solution. I have spoken to you now offer a solution. I have spoken to John, or you have spoken to the manager and he is willing to give you the next weekend off. By that time, I should be back and you'll be able to get your time off. Um, and so you offer a solution that the manager is willing to accommodate next weekend for you. So that's my solution. And then you confirm, confirm let me what do you think? Let me know if this works for you. But I would really appreciate it if you would let me have this time off. You guys, this did you see? So you see the different way I was speaking to them. Although this is not so formal, but it's a semi-formal because this person is your colleague. It's not the same way you make joke with your friend that you make joke with this person. Even though yeah, it's informal. You people can be exchanging meme. It's not meme. You can be exchanging meme in your workplace communicate, but it still doesn't mean like you guys should just have a middle ground. Like okay, yeah. So that is just it. So you convinced that you have talking to this person. So again, let me remind you in case you are writing, acknowledge the difficult situation, communicate the difficult news, offer solution, and conclude by asking. Don't forget to ask the person. It's not that you dump and you offer solution. You don't care about if the person agree or not. Ask the person, what do you think? Or in this situation now, let me know if this works for you or in this stage, you see how I now also bring in the fact that I will appreciate because I still need that to get that time. I will appreciate it if you would allow me have this time off as this is a very severe situation. And that is it. Let's go to 7. Uh, what's 7 about again? I used to forget. I don't even. Let me read. 7 is expressing opinion on what? Okay. Okay, yeah, I think I remember now. Okay, let's do this one. Today is mental health day that we are just talking. Yes. Do you think employees should provide dedicated, I'm having headache, should dedicated mental health days separate from regular sick days? Yes, so they used to give us at work. In other words, should employees have additional paid day off specifically for mental wellness? Yes, I agree. Oh, explain your reasons. Um, I strongly do you think I strongly think because they say do you think I strongly think that employees should have sh- mm, okay, I want to rephrase it. Employees should have a dedicated, I don't want to say employer should provide, employees should have a dedicated health days for mental health, for their mental a dedicated health days for their mental health, separate from regular sick leave because of the following reasons. Or then I will go. The first reason you can make it. I what I wrote here is practical reasons, and the second reason should be a personal reasons. For practical reason, it means what will happen if your opinion is implemented. So now, for if you want to, for this reason, try to talk about if this is implemented, if they have a dedicated day for mental health days, what will happen? If they implement it, what will happen? That's practical. You are being practical. Now, if this thing is implemented, what would happen? The first reason you should be stating is what will happen if it's implemented. So now, if they give a mental for this question, now, if they give a mental health days that is separate from a regular sick day, of course, you are going to employees are who you will say because employees not all employees take sick time sick leave because some employees do not fall sick. However, almost all employees need to take okay, this can be part of this thing I'm saying can be part of your introduction before you because of the when you said something like okay, I want to what's it called? That they should get a separate health days different from regular sick leave. Instead of saying because of the following reason, you can say because not all employees take the regular sick leave as they do not fall ill, but every employees needs a mental health days because of the following reasons or need a mental health day need to take a mental health day first of all, or first and foremost, because you can say all the mental health. I hope I have water here. Sorry, my throat is very dry. I just have like a little water. Let me finish. My throat is scratching me already. We have spent so much time. So the practical reason. So if they give employees are able to focus on their are able to rejuvenate their minds, or work on, you can say, okay, workplace can be very stressful, and the pressure from work can be very stressful and affect employees mental health, and they need to take these days off in order to what's it called, reduce the stress that comes from work. Because if you take the, because not sincerely, not everybody gets sick, although some people, even if you don't get sick like me, I hardly get sick. I'm not, and then but I can call in sick, but you make it seem like you do not, it's not about logic, it's about like, okay, now, but mental health days, everybody need it. In Canada they take it serious, it's only in Nigeria they don't take it serious. I'm sorry. I know because I worked in Nigeria, and they in fact they are even the reason for my mental health breakdown. That time when I was working in first bank, they almost killed my enemy. So, anyways, but in a standard workplace, they take your mental health serious, and they always give separate days, and that's because they want you to take time off, clear your mind, and rejuvenate your mind, so that you come to work. So when employees, now that I say practical reason, when employees, you can make it seem like when employees take mental health days off, they will be able to come back with fresh ideas. They will be able to clear their minds off, or take their minds off work activity, and when they return, they are able to come in with fresh ideas. Mm. Or you can also state it is, we are also in the world where there are so many mental health issues to be addressed, from anxiety to, sometimes when you are giving reason, you can include the example when you are developing, from anxiety to what's it called, nervousness and the likes. Therefore, employees need dedicated days in order to offer them a day that they can take their mind off work. Again, you will not state it. This is, I'm just telling you different ways you can come in, and then they will be able to come into work with fresh ideas and be able to bring about innovation in the workplace. That's me bringing it in. That's practical. This is me telling you that whatever you're going to state in one of your reasons, your first reason should be practical. If it's implemented, what is going to be the result? The second reason is going to be like a personal reason. Sometimes it overlaps. Sometimes it's overlap for this other reason. Another way you can do this question, for this question, is for you to um look at the, what are they going to, what they're proposing, that is providing mental health days. In your 30 seconds, use it, think about what are the benefits of mental health if you have mental health days to, like I said, I've listed one. What are other benefits that can, it will bring about the overall well-being. You can state that a lot of people spend so much time at work that they are, a lot a lot of people spend so much work at so much, this is personal now, a lot of people spend so much time at work, and this also affect them negatively in their home, because they do not have enough time for their home, or a lot of people take the frustration of work into their home. This is me trying to bring out a personal reason. So giving them mental health days off would enable them to be able to handle their personal life, or will also enable them to overwork. Sorry, I'm distracted. The person I'm supposed to meet is messaging me. I'm supposed to be there at 4:30 and time has gone. I didn't know I would be here till now. So, you will just state a personal reason, which I state. You think about it from a personal perspective. Okay, work brings about so many mental or stress that spill over into the family or into your personal life, and then because of that, you need time off to other also to be able to reorganize your personal life, or I don't know the English now. I'm distracted by where I'm supposed to go. So that you're going to just find a personal, what I'm saying is find a practical reason. If it's implemented, the effect for the workplace, that is practical. Then you bring it to personal place, to your personal life. How does it affect your personal life that is different from other people at this workplace, or wherever, depending on the topic, you as a person, not overall. And then what's it called? So you can now like point three, you got people with financial mistakes. So you can just give, when you are giving your reasons for this part, you have to give lots of examples. Or like I said, look at the topic. I don't know, you people should give me different, my mind is not, because of you I'm supposed to go and the person is already sending me plenty nonsense message that is annoying me. Can you people give me benefit of mental health days? You see, I hate. You see, when you are distracted, that's the same thing. You see what the nonsense that this person is telling me now is making me talk nonsense to you guys. Exactly. I'm sorry, I'm quiet. They no value mental health for Nigeria. I said my manager always push me to depression in Nigeria. Not gonna lie. In my workplace here in Canada, oh my God, I love you guys. I've never loved the workplace like I do. I love my current workplace. Even if I do not, there's one day they were sending messages on the teams. Me, sometimes I'm not tired. I'm tired of sending all those messages. My manager have messaging me that I'm not sending message, like they're exchanging memes. And I said, that I was busy. He said, if you're overwhelmed with work, just let me know. If you need to take time off, let me. I said, oh girl, oh girl, oh to girl. So they really value your mental health. It was like, if you have anything you want to talk about that is different from what, if something is bothering you, just let me know. I mean, that day I just want to. I was not in the mood of sending all those their names that they used to send. And immediately they took it serious that maybe I'm not in the right mental health. They really value. They need. I don't know if it's a workplace, but my workplace is very good at valuing your mental health, and I want to assume it's every workplace in Canada because main places I've worked with, they are good. People not give me because of Nigerian people cannot relate with mental health. It not give me importance of mental health. But that question, I've moved on. I want to eh? Floating library. I cannot describe this thing, no, but let's see. Let's see. That number seven question. I still have to sit down and talk about it. I'll do a video on it. Sorry, you guys. Anyways, let me see. You have just entered a newly opened library in your city, only to find that the bookshelves, reading area, and even the librarian desk are floating in the air. Okay. Call your friend who is interested in unique architectural design. Describe the floating library in details and explain your thoughts about the concept. What did I even write there? So they say you call your friend, you greet them and tell you where they are. So they tell you, "Hi, John." I always like to use John. I don't know. I don't even have any friend that is John. You you can't be they say you greet the person and tell them where you are. "Hi, John, how you doing? I'm currently mhm, at the newly opened library used to have name, at the newly opened Edmonton Public Library. in at city center, because you have to find the location at city center, and you can't believe what I am seeing. Then you have to, you know, I you can't believe what I am seeing. You make it sound very surprising, or you can't believe, what's that English now? Unique? No, not unique. I can't believe something. And I'm seeing the fantastic architectural design. Or you can't believe what I'm seeing. A fantastic architectural design that is very unique. It's like a floating library where all the architect all the designs are floating in the air. What can I say? Then you talk about the color. You have to, when you are describing, focus on color, texture. The shape of the library looks like 3D designs. For me, that's what the only thing that came to my that come to my mind. So I'm looking at this. So I'm looking at that's the texture. So I'm looks like 3D design, white in color and shaped. And most of the um structures has round edges. I'm just seeing like round, round, round. So I don't know. So that's just, you have to talk about texture. The texture is what I that's why I use 3D. Color, talk about color. That's it's the overall color is a the library is painted in white and has white edge, and the what's it called, and the structures are in round edges, are all in round edges, make this and the structures are all in round edges. So make sure you have these 3 points in mind: texture, color, and physical description. Why is it unique? Why then, sorry that I mentioned, don't mention the floating, because that is the only thing. You have to identify one thing, that the thing that made it float, made it this thing. So the unique thing they will tell you in the question. So you make it see why the first thing is you greet, you tell them where you are, which I have done, and then you describe. You said the library is in form of 3D design, white in color, and the structures have round edges, are rounded, are round in edges. What makes the library unique is the fact that the desk and reading area, the bookshelves, and is the bookshelf floating too? Abi it's only the desk that is floating? Let me see. Okay, is that the bookshelf, reading areas, and even the librarian desk are all floating in the air? This particular one they will give you in the question. You do not need to try to figure it all out, or sometimes they will tell you, because like in my exam I always say, they told you, when I look at the image, I do not know. You see, immediately I open this, I say, "Ah, I cannot describe this thing." But when you look at the question, they will tell you exactly what is making it. So then I say, you can't believe what I'm seeing. You will not describe the give details, the shape, the size, and then you not say what makes it interesting, or what makes it unique is the fact that in my own case, is the fact that the animals are doing yoga just like humans. So this one now, what makes it unique is the fact that the bookshelves, reading area, and even the library desks are all floating mid-air or in mid-air. And then you know, are all floating in mid-air. You now ask them, because I know you are very interested in unique design. I don't know if you have seen something like this, or if you will be interested in describe the floating design. So, okay, they didn't even tell you to invite the person, but I'll call and tell them, I know you are interested in, go ahead and describe the floating design, express your thoughts about this usual content. Okay, my thought, I have never seen something as unique as this. I know you are interested in unique architectural design, and I would love to see to hear what you think about it. That's how I will end this. Although sometimes they will tell you to invite the person, so you can say, I know you are interested in unique architectural design. I don't know if you would want to come over to come and see it, or if you would like to come back here. I'll come back to the library next Monday with me to come and check out the unique pieces or the uniqueness of the library. That is it. So most times, like I said, always what makes it this thing, the what's it called, the unique thing. Do not, when you see the when you see the images, I kid you not, you always be surprised, like, ah, can I describe this thing? Don't let that, don't panic. Look at the question, it will tell you what makes it stand out, what makes it unique is the fact that they are floating. You see, only to find that all the bookshelf reading, although they will not tell you that it's standard, but you see me, only to find out that all the bookshelf, exactly, that's what is making it, are floating in the mid air. That's what makes it stand out. That's what makes it unique from us. So you look at the question and discover exactly what is making that image unique. Don't let it scare you. Most times, whenever I open, it always comes to me and say, ah, I cannot describe this thing. No. Then I will, in my mind, I will remember that, oh, I need to look at the, the question. So in that your 30 seconds, quickly look at the question. So you already know, quickly look at the question and find out what is making that thing unique. So it will, you will find it, and then look at, check if they are asking you to invite, what they want you to, your friend to do. Are they asking your friend to come, or what did they want to do? This one now, they only ask you um to describe the library and express your thought about this unusual concept. So you can say, oh, because I said, you know, I think this is first of its kind that I've ever, because that's like the first of this kind to ever exist. Do you, you can even now make it like, well, do you think that any of that there is a library like, have you ever seen a library or any structure like this ever in your, in all your time studying architectural design? Or you see, you just have to like express it. So look at what the task is asking you. Again, this is what defines your task fulfillment. Thank you guys, thank you guys, thank you guys. We would, I think next time we are going to do self speaking, we'll start with 8 and then go back to 1, like I'm doing with reading now. We'll start with the difficult ones and go back, because it always seems like most times when we get to 8, 7, 8, I'm always already tired. So I want to be like, always talk about the difficult things, and then we can proceed to the less difficult ones. We can go down. Thank you. Mm, thank you, everyone. Next week, I'm not going to be available. I'm sorry. I've been able to confirm. But if it changes, but I've been able to confirm that I'm not going to be available. I'm sorry. I'll see you guys. What's the next other weekend? Next weekend, I'm not going to be available. But I'll try as much as possible. Since I'm not going to be available, I will engage you people on Telegram. Don't worry. By God's grace, I'm out of the city, but I'm going with my phone. I'm not going with my computer, which is why I can't come online. I don't want to go with my computer. I'll be tempted to do 1 or 2 things, which I want to just go and take my mind off to take care of my mental health. So I'll see you guys on 29th and 30th. Cynthia, okay. Yes. And then I don't know if the other guy that was asking about Celpip, favor. I don't know if you're the one. Would you chat me on TikTok so that I understand what you're saying? Mind blowing design. Ha! Cynthia, see, you must have 12 in your speaking. Exactly. Mind blowing. You see. Thank you. You can steal Cynthia's English now for this particular scene. You say, you can't believe what I'm seeing. A very mind blowing design. Like you can just say, like, yeah, mind blowing is like a good English. You see, I always see things like from people, or whenever I see one English. For instance, I used to say something like in writing, if you have a complaint email and you want to say to prevent this, instead of using to prevent it, use to circumvent this. Since I learned that English, whenever I want to use prevent, I will use circumvent. Okay. Okay. All right. Um, let me see if I would see that video on my phone better. Or okay, let me check save playlist. I always save. My saved playlist. I don't know. I always how would I find my saved playlist again? Or let's log out. I will just take my time and find it. But if I do not post anything about it, Cynthia, please chat me up. Thank you. See you guys next week. God bless you all for joining. And please don't forget to help my ministry by helping me to get people to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. End stream. Where would I end this stream? You're welcome. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.